Hello everyone, welcome to today's session on YouTube. This is a YouTube live session on the Unacademy CAT live channel, and today's session is on CAT 2019, targeting a top percentile in the DILR section. So as you all know, I'm a CAT 100 percentile. I'm Nilanjan Dutta, CAT 100 percentiler, as well as a DILR 100 percentiler as well. So hopefully today's session gives you insights into what exactly you need to do in the last 10 days to make sure that you're moving towards a top percentile in the DILR section in CAT 2019. This is a brief about myself, and at the very onset of the session I wanted to tell you all about the Unacademy Plus Ultimate Score Booster course, which in the next 10 days will help you give your scores a boost by approximately 20-25 marks in each of the sections. So do make sure all of you are attending each of these sessions live on Unacademy Plus. It's available at unacademy.com/plus. The link is given in the description below. Make sure all of you are subscribed to Unacademy Plus and are attending all these sessions where I teach a variety of tips and tricks on how you can score really high across each of the sections. So this is a course for all subjects where different educators will be taking different subjects. So I'll be taking the DILR module, especially being a CAT as well as DILR 100 percentiler. We also have a DILR course which is starting tonight, that is Thursday at 10 p.m. tonight. We are starting with a new batch of DILR where you're reviving some important topics in DILR. So you can find that on my Unacademy Plus channel. So do make sure all of you are attending all the sessions. So for that, be subscribed to Unacademy Plus and use the discount code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing. There's no space between Nilanjan and Dutta in the discount code, so make sure that you all are using that to get your discounts while subscribing and being a part of each of these courses. So tonight 10 p.m. we have the next DILR session. Is a new batch we are starting tonight at 10 p.m. It'll ensure in the next 10 days you can increase your scores drastically in the DILR section. Also, we have a weekend batch as well where you can get the best of tips and tricks from the top educators on Unacademy and Unacademy Plus. The sessions aim around you being able to solve more questions and sets in less time, including option-based solving and smart guessing approaches, so that you can get at least 3 questions correct in those sets which you aren't being able to solve. So how you do subscribe to Unacademy Plus? So these are the options you have while subscribing. So ideally, in case you're a CAT 19 aspirant, you should be looking for a 3-month subscription or a 6-month subscription. The 6-month subscription will enable you to be there till the GDPI season. You'll be subscribed. That includes the ZAT courses, the GDPI courses as well. This will ensure you're attending all the sessions for the CATs plus the OMATs like NMATs, IFT, SNAP, plus the ZAT exam as well, where I'll be conducting the ZAT decision making course. So either look for a 3-month or a 6-month subscription in case you are a CAT 19 aspirant. In case you're a CAT 20 aspirant, make sure you're for the most recommended option and the cheapest as well on a per monthly basis. That is the 12-month subscription plan. Ultimately, irrespective of which one you're going for, even though 12 months is the cheapest and the most recommended one, irrespective of which one you go for, if you're using the discount code Nilanjan Dutta, you'll get additional awesome discounts on top of these prices. So the prices will come even more cheaper. The best discounts are available on using this code Nilanjan Dutta. This me being a CAT DILR 100 percentiler, this is my exclusive discount code that all of you can use to get the Plus subscription at the cheapest price. So it's not just about DILR. The same subscription will give you access to the Quants Score Booster workshops as well to give your quant scores a 20-25 mark boost as well. So that happens on weekdays at 10 p.m. So do make sure all of you are subscribing to this Unacademy Plus subscription, preferably the 12-month or a 6-month subscription, using the discount code Nilanjan Dutta. So how do you get the discount? So here you get to choose your subscription plan. So let's say you chose the 12-month subscription. Then there's the referral code section. So there you enter the code Nilanjan Dutta. Note there is no space between Nilanjan and Dutta and the code. And then once you click on apply, it'll say the code is applied successfully. And you can see here the discount has applied and the price has reduced quite a bit. So do make sure all of you are subscribing in the next 45 minutes or 1 hour, because we start with the next session plus session on tonight, Thursday at 10 p.m. So make sure if you're subscribing in the next 1 hour. These are your subscription options. In case you have affordability issues also, at least go for this so you can have no regrets come 10 days time, that is 24th of November. So now let's look at what should be your DILR section attempting strategy like. So the first thing that comes in is how many sets should one ideally attempt in the DILR section. So in Unacademy Plus, we encourage students to attempt at least 6 sets, preferably a 7th or an 8th set. And the way you can attempt 6 sets is if you're solving every set in less than equal to 10 minutes. So on an average, Unacademy Plus students are expected to attempt 7 to 8 sets. And what this does is it has multiple benefits. Firstly, you don't need to waste time in choosing sets. The biggest problem people face is wasting time in choosing sets. That gets saved. You're saving on this time that you should be choosing. Once you attempt 7 or 8 sets, it more or less means you're in the entire paper. You can never skip easy sets because you'll always find the easy sets in this manner. The other thing that has been the recent trend, if you look at the last 3-4 years, when the DILR section has been difficult, is that the sets are really difficult. But in each set, 2-3 questions are doable. So what is happening is, if you're attempting 7-8 sets, you can break it into 2 types, 3-4 sets which are doable, where maybe you can get around 35 marks here, 35 marks out of a possible 36 or 48. But the most important thing is what you're doing in the remaining 3-4 sets. So here are the 15 questions. If you're being able to get 10 correct and 5 wrong, also you end up with an extra score of 25, which when adds to your 35, suddenly your score looks like 60, which is in the 99.95 plus zone. So that is exactly why Unacademy Plus students, including last year, we had a student who in CAT-17 had scored less than 20 in DILR, but in CAT-18, by looking at the 7-set approach, he managed to get a percentile which is 99.99 in DILR. And the only reason was he was able to get these extra marks from here, wherein he was not able to solve the set. But this is where what happens is your combination of what is called structured approaches with options based approaches. And that is a big USP of Unacademy Plus courses, that wherever you are not being able to solve the set, how can you still mark at least 3 questions correct out of 4? So structured approaches is very important, because in a lot of sets, a lot of time gets wasted initially in trying to figure out how to go about approaching the set. So if you have a structured approach in mind, you can avoid that. You can go in a structured manner. It takes less time to solve as well. But it's not just structured approach. You've got to always remember that you get marks for solving the questions and not the set. This is exactly what I was saying here. A lot of the sets are actually very, very difficult. But a good thing, if you look at the recent years, has been the more difficult the set has been, the question that's set or the options that have been set have been much more of a giveaway types, which means you could have at least easily scored well out there. So the more difficult set, remember, it's ultimately more easier for you to mark the answers. So do not get obsessed about the level of difficulty of a set. Also, in case you're devoting 7, 8 minutes or 10 minutes to a set, at least don't leave a question unattempted in that set, because that is basically wasting 7 to 10 minutes. The other best thing about DILR is the clues and options part of it, and the fact that all questions and options in a set are related. What does it mean? What it means is, in question 1, let's say the correct answer is option B, which means C, D and A are wrong answers. But the good thing about DILR is the data set remains the same for all the 4 questions, which means any right answer or wrong answer in a particular question will impact the other questions and options answers as well. So you can figure out patterns and often mark all the answers. In fact, a lot of the sets, it has happened like this, that not just the right answer, but one wrong answer can help you solve all the other questions in the set and give you additional clues on the set. Imagine a set, 4 questions, each question has 4 options, which means 16 additional clues to work with. And that is where, even if the actual set was difficult and it had few clues, the moment you have 16 additional clues to work with, the set becomes a lot more simpler. So anybody, any questions thus far? So the main idea is then, how do you attempt to set in less than 10 minutes? So the first 1 minute of any set is very crucial, where what you do is you go through all the questions and the options. So the first 1 minute of any set should be spent entirely on going through all the questions and options to ensure that you understand those very, very well. So what else do you do after that first 1 minute? After that, what is important is the next 3-4 minutes in the set. The next 3-4 minutes should be spent on looking at a structured approach, but at any point of time, in case you're getting stuck in a structured approach, you always have the luxury of merging it with the options-based approach. So at any point of time, any particular question which can be answered immediately, mark those answers, because not only those right answer options, the wrong options will also give you clues that can help you solve the set further. So at any point of time, make sure that you combine the structured approach with the options-based approaches. At the end of 3-4 minutes, there are 3 possibilities. One is, you know that another 3-4 minutes you will be done with the entire set because you've already solved it partially, in which case please go ahead and solve it in a conventional approach in total of 8-9 minutes. That's 3-4 plus 3-4 plus 1 minute. In case you feel that you're getting stuck and you need the option-based approaches, combine it like this, and then solve the set in another 3-4 minutes. That's a total of 8 to 9 minutes. The worst case scenario is, in case after 3-4 minutes, you're not being able to figure out a proper structured approach whereby you can solve the set quickly. In that case, what you do is entirely focus on the question option, the set, mark the answers in the next 2-3 minutes. Even if you end up getting a couple of questions wrong, like 2 correct, 2 wrong, remember, you've still given yourself a +4 in that set to play with. And because all question of sets are related, you can automatically eliminate half the options without putting in any effort. So in that process, what will happen is, whatever happens, you'll be done with the set in at worst 8-9 minutes, maybe 6-7 minutes as well. So in that case, the moment you're doing less than equal to 10 minutes per set, you can easily do greater than 6 sets, which automatically means a 7th or 8th set. So the next thing comes then, in what sequence do I attempt sets? Simple. Attempt them in linear sequence. The only exception is that, let's say you have a weak area. Let's say a weak area is, for example, games and tournaments. And let's say games and tournaments is set 5. So what do? Set 1, set 2, set 3, set 4. Then the moment you see set 5 of games and tournaments, don't waste time reading the set. Don't try to look for the set is easy, moderate, or difficult. That is not your job. The fact that games are in the weak area, skip set 5, attempt set 6. The only place where you can waste time is when you are choosing your final set in CAT. So if you're attempting 7 sets, then simply attempt 6, 7, 8 in that sequence. In case you're attempting 6 sets and you're done with 5 sets up to set 6, then when you're choosing between 7 and 8, make a choice. Why? Whichever topic is easier, go for that. Go by topic level. Whichever topic is more comfortable to you, go by that. But there, make that decision within 30 seconds and back yourself. Remember, so what is this process? What is happening is you will never miss out on an easy set with any of the attempting 7-8 sets, which means you can never miss out on an easy set, and at the same time you're not wasting time in choosing sets, because the only set you're leaving out is maybe that set which is from your extremely weak zone. So this is the way you should be looking to maximize your scores in the DILR section. This is something we talk about a lot of emphasis, including in tonight's session, which is at 10 p.m. on the Unacademy Plus channel. We'll be discussing about these kind of approaches. So make sure all of you attend that session live at 10 p.m. tonight, for which you need to be subscribed to Unacademy Plus and use the discount code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing. These are the reasons why the option-based approaches become so very effective, because the option setting process is usually a 15-20 second exercise, whereas each set takes 3-4 hours to frame. Each question takes 20 minutes to frame. So a lot of thought goes into that, but not much of thought usually goes into the placing the options, which means that is what you can easily exploit. And most importantly, remember, question options and set are related after all, because they are based on the same data set in DILR. So that is something that you can fully use to your advantage. So DILR mock analysis is another thing which is very important. So what you need to do is, I assume all of you have taken at least 15-20 mocks till now. So go to your mock analysis dashboard and check which are the topic wise, which are the kind of sets which are troubling you. How do you understand which sets are troubling you? Those where your return on time, ROT stands return on time, is low. So return on time, the easiest way to measure that is the marks per minute metric. That is a ratio of how much score you got eventually in that topic versus how much time you spent on the topic. So wherever your return on time is low, that means that is where you need to improve on. Ideally, with an Unacademy Plus student, you should be having a return on time of 1 mark per minute, which means in a 60-minute paper, you should be looking at 60 marks. So focus on the marks per minute thing, because this takes into account everything: your number of attempts, your accuracy, your time taken per question, your net marks, everything as part of the same mark. And if once you're doing it across 15-20 marks, it'll give you an insight into which is your weak area. And then the moment I said you're attempting sets, just make sure any set which falls into your troubled area, don't even try venturing. Don't try looking forward. The set is easy, moderate, difficult, because that is almost impossible to do in DILR. Believe me, it's not possible to look at a set in 1-2 minutes and identify that this set is definitely going to be easy or moderate difficult, because you never know how many scenarios might come up. In certain sets, there may be only one scenario. In certain sets, there may be 2-3 cases on basis of which the answers might change drastically as well. So it also depends on the questions and options. So be careful on that front. So make sure in the next 10 days, I've intentionally launched this new plus course in the next 10 days, which is where we are revising the important topics of DILR. That's one where you face a lot of challenge. For example, tonight we have at 10 p.m. tonight, we have a session on logic-based DI, which is one of the most struggling section topics for most of you in the DI section. So do make sure if you're getting these sessions by subscribing to Unacademy Plus and using the discount code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing. So as I said, attempt sets, absolutely linear sequence, and make sure that you're facing the timer as follows. So basically, keep checkpoints as follows. At the 50-minute mark, you must be in your second set. At the 40-minute mark, you must be in your third set. At the 30-minute mark, you must be in your fourth set. At the 20-minute mark, you must be in your fifth set. At the 10-minute mark, you must be in your sixth set. At the 0-minute mark, you must be at least in your seventh set. So that will ensure that you're going smooth on the time front as well. So at any point of time, if you're going behind the time, make sure to bucking up, because we should not be spending more than 10 minutes on any set at any cost. So at least moving on to the next set before the next 10-minute mark. So what do you do for DILR daily practice? So try and practice 3 sets daily, preferably 2 of them which are on the difficult or challenging side, because that has been a trend in the last 3-4 years in CAT. So practice more of difficult set, but do not ignore. That's why I said 1 set at least should be of the easy moderate types as well, because those are scoring, and it's important that you get your full marks on that kind of sets as well. In addition to that, make sure that you're attending every session live on Unacademy Plus for DILR. There are several sessions starting from tonight, 10 p.m. on my Unacademy channel. Make sure you're attending all the sessions live. Even though the recording is available for the sessions if you're subscribed, but it's important that you attend them live and you clarify all your doubts. So stay subscribed to Unacademy Plus, preferably for longer duration like 6 months or 12 months, but at least make sure that you're doing subscribed for the next few days until CAT and then ZAT decision making and so on. You have the luxury of using my personal discount code, that is Nilanjan, there's no space in Nilanjan Dutta, while subscribing. So on my Unacademy channel also you'll find there is a free crash course. There's a free crash course as well on my Unacademy channel, which all of you should definitely watch and share with all your friends, because this is a very easy way of revising before the actual day in DILR. So any questions, anybody? So gentle reminder, we have a number of DILR live classes, including the practice for CAT-alyst in all subjects course. We also have a course which is on practicing of the important topics in DILR and conducted by me alone. So that starts tonight, that is Thursday, 14 November at 10 p.m. So do make sure all of you attending each of these sessions. So these are part of the ultimate Scope with Unacademy Plus courses, intended to give yourselves a plus 20, 25 marks boost for each of the sections. This is an all subjects course. This one is the only DILR course, but it doesn't matter. All of these are part of the same Unacademy Plus subscription. So it's one subscription which will give you access to all the live classes. So just make sure you're using the discount code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing. There's a space for Nilanjan Dutta in the discount code. The reason why all these courses are so very prominent is this: we teach you how to solve more questions and sets in less time. So the way of solving DILR in less than equal to 10 minutes per set. The way of solving quants on an average of less than 2 minutes per question is exactly what separates these courses from others. Also, option-based solving and smart guessing approaches, especially in sets and questions where you're not able to solve the set properly by a structured approach, is also emphasized to ensure that you're giving yourselves the plus 20-25 marks boost in every section. So these practice sessions are intensive, and the best of tips and tricks are taught by me as well as some of the topmost experienced educators on Unacademy Plus. So make sure all of you attending tonight DILR session at 10 p.m. As you know, I'm a CAT and DILR 100 percentiler. So how do you subscribe to Unacademy Pluses? It's a one-time subscription that you do. So just make sure you're going for a long duration subscription. The most recommended is a 12-month subscription, which is most ideal for CAT 20 aspirants. In case you only want for CAT 19, then go for the 3-month, which will cover you till ZAT and the other MBA entrance exam like IFT and so on, where ZAT will be teaching a decision-making course as well. Or better still, keep yourself till the GDPI season, where I'll be taking GDPI courses as well for CAT 2019 students. So make sure you're going for a 6-month subscription in that case. If in case your juniors want to subscribe, make sure they're going for the 12 months, so that's the cheapest and the most recommended option, because they can attend every live class by every educator on Unacademy Plus over the next 12 months. But ultimately, respective whether you're going for the 1 month, 3 month, 12 month or a 6-month subscription, if you use the discount code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing, you'll get the same subscription at an even more discounted price than the figures quoted here. So make sure all of you are going immediately and subscribing before tonight 10 p.m. class. Note the subscription also includes the quant scope with the workshops by me, as well as the verbal live classes by some of the top educators on Unacademy Plus. It's just that same code that'll work one time. You need to subscribe. Let's go for a long duration subscription. So hope this session has helped a lot of you understand what exactly you need to do to score well in the DILR section. On that note, thank you everybody and happy learning.